Hello everyone, and welcome. Thanks for joining me on this speed build today. And this is what we're building. So this is a little cute tiny home in Tomarang, which is the world that came with the For Rent expansion pack. So this tiny home challenge was presented by VelvettB. So thank you very much, Becky. I appreciate the challenge. It was amazing and I had so much fun with it. So I am turning this tiny little home. The challenge was to keep it as a tiny home, so I had to keep it as a tiny home, and you weren't allowed to touch the external walls as is usual for a shell challenge. So I didn't do that, and I did keep it as a tiny home, but I did make it very much a Tomarang style build. Now I did do this as a two-pack build, so this is base game and For Rent only. So that just made I don't know if it made it harder or easier to be honest, because you didn't have like all of the options of everything, you know, all of the little things that I like to use for builds. So things like your everyday clutter pack, your bathroom clutter pack, all those nice little things. I didn't have those, but on the other hand, because it is a limited pack, I also didn't have to make so many decisions, which was nice, you know? So I am in debug using the debug plants that came with For Rent because we didn't get any actual plants with For Rent, and yes, I am still bitter about it. Because look at these gorgeous plants. Why did we not get plants in a jungle world in the pack? Mind blowing. Like, why not? Anyway, it is still bugging me. But I love this pack. The expansion pack, it has some amazing build by stuff. Like, it's a lot different from what I would normally build with it. But I don't know. I like sort of the geometric design, some really pretty stuff, like the roof trim and that privacy fencing around the back. I love that. It's gorgeous. So, you know, it's pushing me out of the places that I would normally go to build, and, you know, choosing some different items, maybe with more geometric patterns, stuff like that. So I love that. I love being challenged when I'm building, which is probably why I like to build all sorts of different things. So you don't normally see me building in just the one style all the time. I will be building in all sorts of styles all over the place, doing different things, because I do like to challenge myself as a builder, and I think you learn from that. So that's my thoughts on that. Anyway, getting the landscaping done, just getting the mailbox in there. So I did something a little bit different in terms of the backyard, because normally I'll have like the building kind of like front and center, and then like have, you know, a pretty square backyard. But in this instance, it just kind of worked to have kind of like an L-shaped yard, if that makes sense. So it's like a little kind of narrow bit at the back, and we've got pathway and garden, and then it sort of comes around to the side. So most of the backyard space is actually kind of around the side, which I thought was really cool. I wanted to change the color of the pool, but there were no like really good base game options. I kind of wish that I'd done this build after the release of the Love Struck expansion pack, because we could have done a rounded pool, but well. It's okay. I did do it before the release of that. Otherwise, I probably would have done a rounded pool. I wouldn't have been able to help myself because, you know, it's a new thing and you want to do it because that's the way I am. So just doing a little barbecue / seating area. I'm using the little potted For Rent fern and just making it bigger. And yeah, putting it around the place. So I did initially plan to have this as a 2-bedroom, so kind of like a kid's room and an adult's room, which is why I put the monkey bars in there. But I think I end up deleting those because it was too squishy. You'll see that when we go inside anyway. I did attempt it, but it wasn't quite right. So just getting some of the For Rent lighting around the place on the one with balconies, because, I mean, there's not a lot of room on there for seating and putting things, but I'd managed to squeeze in a seat on the end and a bit of light, and I did some garden pots on the front porch, as well as a bit of seating as well. So I think that's pretty cool. So it is a tiny home. So this is only a 100 grid or 100 tile build, so I couldn't go over that. Now this is where you sort of see me evolving my plan for what I wanted to build, because I put the beds in because I wanted to get an idea of the size and how much room I had. And I was just kind of looking at it going, nah, it's just going to be way too squishy to have 2 bedrooms in this one. I wanted to do like the bedroom justice, so I decided, nah, bye to the monkey bar idea. This is just going to be a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom build, and that is that. So I'm just playing around a little bit with juggling the windows and the curtains. I did use the lovely for rent windows. I think they're absolutely gorgeous, like with the little bits of filigree and design and everything on them. They're just so much work and texture, and yeah, there's so much to them. I really love them. They're one of my favorite parts of the for rent pack. So just doing the blue on blue bathroom, I did remember at one point that there was some gorgeous tiles that came with for rent, and I was just like, I don't know why I didn't choose them initially, but I do go back and change the bathroom so that I get that tile on there. And I'm just using the gorgeous for rent bed, and this is one of the things that I really liked about the for rent pack was the rugs with the geometric designs. It made me really think about bringing more geometric designs into my builds and using those with different things, which I've really appreciated, because I think it's really made me think about designs and textures and colors and shapes, and yeah, pushing myself a little bit more just to try and mix and match patterns and designs, which I think is cool. I love being challenged, as I've already established. So upstairs there is like a little bit of space for sort of like a mini living area upstairs, and there's like a small living room downstairs as well. So there's like a couple of living rooms. There wasn't much else I could do with that space, so I think that was an appropriate use. And I did think about the fact that I wanted because there was a chimney. So the chimney I did keep from the original design of the shell. So I did want to put a fireplace in there. So I think I ended up putting that under the stairs. Oh, do you know how long it took me just like figuring out this kitchen and how it was going to go? Because the way that I did the balconies and stuff, I just like had this, no matter what shape I did, I had this darn door in the middle of my kitchen set up, and I was just like, this is really frustrating me. So it took me quite a lot of figuring out, and I still have that door in the middle of the kitchen. It just wasn't going to work any other way, but I think I managed to get it to look pretty good in the end, so I was happy with that. And I'm using the for rent counters, and at least with the for rent pack, you do get a decent amount of like little clutter items and stuff. Oh, this is the tiling going in, so this is the tiling that I used in the kitchen, and then I used it in the bathroom upstairs. And I remembered the air conditioning unit, which I always forget, so that's cool. Yeah, anyway, so managed to make it work with the kitchen. It's kind of like an odd layout because of that door in the middle, but I couldn't work it out any other way. I mean, no matter what I did, there was going to be a door in that space, and it just worked out that way. But at least it's like a decent sized kitchen, which I like, and I love those counters from for rent, and particularly that swatch. I did end up having to move that shelf because when I play tested it, it made that counter inaccessible. So I did have to change that, but that's all good. So I put dining in the corner there by the door, and did like a little entrance area, I guess, just coats hanging up. And then the living area is kind of going under the stairs in that corner. I did try and fit like the for rent couch there, but it just like was a little bit too big, so I did a base game couch and just 2 couches to be honest, and sort of turned them into an L-shaped couch, and I did the little seating underneath the stairs, and that is playable as well. I did test that, so that was all fine. So I think that worked out all right, and I like the color palette inside as well with the blue and the wood, so I think that's really nice. And I was pleasantly surprised with how well it came together, considering it was just the 2 packs. So well done me. And there's like little bits of hobby stuff and all sorts of things around the place. So I think we should go and take a tour of what we did. So this is the exterior and how it all came together. I mean, I love Tomarang. It is such a beautiful world. Like, look at it, it's gorgeous. So, you kind of got a landscape to match that world if you are building a Tomarang style house that you do want to sit in Tomarang. Yeah, So, and the only way to do that is to go into debug. So that's what it is. But I think there's like a nice outdoor area. You've got a pool, you've got barbecue and seating. And yeah, so there's like, you know, a little bit to do outside. So good for entertainment. And then inside, you've got, you know, the 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom thing going on there. So you can sort of see the floor plan of the upstairs side of things and then into the downstairs side of things. I think lovely in the blue and the beige. So the kitchen, as I said, quite large, and while it is a little spread out with a door in the middle, I think that works okay. And then you sort of got your living room area there hidden under the stairs, a little dining area, and this person going in there is a musician, so they do like to have a little bit of a good time with the mule guitar and the violin. And then upstairs you've got like a little second private living room area, and then a nice large bedroom with a computer as well. So this is quite a good functional home and a good sized bathroom to go with that as well. I did not put the squat toilet in there though. And thank you again to Becky Babe for the fabulous challenge, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching the build. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.